know that we do these brand safety summit and brand safety week events, and as we think about expanding it, and we always look to kind of find the right combination of content and thinking. We've been lately saying brand safety is current events vis-a-vis news, because anything can happen in any given moment that is related to the industry that falls within brand safety. So we think it makes sense. Do you think that our thinking makes sense? I think it makes absolute sense. As we think about all the data that's out here, all the uses of it, all of the breaches of it, it becomes extremely important for brands to be intentful about how they're managing their data and how they're keeping it safe for customers. Got it. Good. Well, we'll keep on working on it, but thank you. So you only got in here an hour ago, so you can't tell me about yet anything you've seen, but what are you expecting to see this week that you're really excited about? I'm excited about several things. I'm excited, first of all, to see a much more diverse contingent of delegates here, so I'm enthusiastic about that. I always love seeing the work, so I can't wait to get to the Palais. I'm here with some clients, so I'm excited to show them around Cannes and present them to different media partners for conversation and discussion. So quite a few things I'm excited about. And what are you looking to accomplish this week? Like, is there a certain number of meetings you want to have? Is there a client that you really want to spend some time with? Like, what is, if you leave at the end of the week, you say, yep, I did what I needed to do, what does that look like? Well, I am here with our Logitech client. That is a new client on our roster. Mm-hmm. And so I will enjoy spending time with them. We have not had a chance to be in person since we brought them on. So this is a great opportunity for both casual and professional conversation. Oh, awesome. That's great. So on to the news. Yeah. Right, on to the news. That's why we're doing a news show, and we want to get, executives like yourselves perspective on things going on in the news. And I think you mentioned it earlier when you said, you're excited to see a more diverse contingent here in Cannes. I was with the Group Black opening the other night, and Travis and Bonin had some interesting things to say about a recent Wall Street Journal article, but I happen to agree that there is definitely a more diverse audience here, and we do think about those things as well. We're going to be working together on a DE&I event, but I'm working on this thesis. Yeah. for my opening of the DEI event, and the first line is, I don't like DE&I. Ah. Yeah. Why is that? And so well, the second line is, if you really want to get people's attention, say something that makes people uncomfortable. Right? And so, but I don't like, it's not that I don't like DE&I, of course. I'm passionate about it, but I don't really like the order of the letters. Okay. I think the most important letter is the I. Okay. Right? And that's kind of why I don't like it. And here's why I believe that. I think it's very easy for an executive to say, go and hire 5, 7, 10 people in this group or in that group or whatever, socioeconomic, racial, you name it, right? Age. There's just all kinds of diversity needs in the industry. But I think it's really hard to say, how are we going to make those groups really be integrated day to day and feel welcome? Yeah. And I think, and I'm a parent, and we all teach our kids to respect everyone's differences and celebrate them. Mm-hmm. And so think about that, like in the idea of celebrating differences but feeling included, right? It's hard, and I just bring that example because I think it's like the tip of the iceberg of how hard this is, right? And that's just one example. But anyway, so that's why I don't like DE&I. Well, I kind of share your thought on DEI for a different reason. Yeah. I think DEI is more of a tactic than a strategy. I also think that people and corporations have preconceived notions about what DE&I represents. So to your point, I think most often think about it when it comes to talent composition, or what kind of people we need to bring into the organization. How do we think about the culture of our organization and make it one where all kinds of people feel that they belong? I like the term cultural fluency. I think cultural fluency as a strategy is a more holistic umbrella in which DE&I can fit under. And when I talk about cultural fluency, it's the understanding that the world has changed. It is more diverse and inclusive. To your I should be the lead. But that's not limited to the talent composition.
it should also apply to the product that an organization monetizes. And that product needs to be built on strategy that is inclusive of diverse audiences.
Yeah, and that's another one, right? Another topic, but sticking with that, I think that making sure that technology is built to think inclusively is another probably mountain to climb, if you will, and helping a lot of the platforms and technology companies around here as they're building to think about it. Is that something that you're spending time on or thinking about?
Absolutely. We just held a bonfire summit about a week ago. It was about the Metaverse and NFTs and all of this, Web 3.0. And one of the topics of discussion during that session was what about diversity? And as we move to emerging technologies, are we going to create another gap between those who have and those who don't? And so as engineers and technologists are building these new spaces, these new places, they do need to be thoughtful about inclusivity and diversity and the implications to those audiences as we're going into the next world.
Yeah.